and welcome to today's video. And now a few weeks ago I posted a video and said ask me questions so I can do a Q&A, and today I'm going to be giving you the answers. Now I did say ask me anything. Regret it somewhat slightly, but never mind, we'll just carry on. So I have my phone and I'm just going to go through a few questions now. Now there are quite a few, so I might just do this as like a part 1 and then at a later date I'll do a part 2 for you. So bear with me, if your question hasn't been answered, it will be, I promise. Okay, so the first one is from Julianne and it says, have you ever considered making daily or weekly vlogs? Also, will we see any more of the progress on your home? So, I've had loads of people ask me if I'm going to do daily vlogs and things like that. Honestly, I love vlogging, but for me as a YouTuber, I like to just do one video a week. I think if I didn't work a 9-to-5 job and I had the time to do that many videos, then yeah, I probably would. But also, another side of me being a YouTuber, I see a successful video for me reaching 1,000 views, and that might come across a bit like arrogant, but I put hours and hours of effort and time into my videos and editing. That is like my achievement goal for each video, if that makes sense. And with that being said, I feel like if I was uploading a vlog every day, that I wouldn't be reaching those goals and I'd feel a bit like, oh, you know, I don't know. I hope that doesn't come across arrogant, because it's really not, like I'm not that type of person anyway. But I will be doing, I promise, more like a day in the life videos or just general vlogs, because they're so easy for me to do and it takes very little like setup. They're just the realest videos I can give to you. In terms of progress on my home then, I am always constantly doing a fourth moving out vlog. Now I know obviously I've already moved in and everything and I've been here months, but with the progress on my home being so slow, I do film little snippets here and there. So yes, you will see another one, but only when it's got to the point where it's enough to give you another video, basically. The next one is from Lee Moss, which says, do you have any tips on saving/budgeting, especially if you want a mortgage? I'm presuming this is like saving for your deposit. Now I was quite lucky in the fact that when my nan and granddad passed, they left me a chunk of money basically, which was my deposit on the house. Now my salary alone wouldn't have allowed me to get a mortgage because I wouldn't have earned enough, but because I had this chunk of money basically, they were fine. So I actually haven't had to borrow that much money on the house, so my mortgage payments are very low. It's great, and honestly I know that doesn't happen very often. Everyone's situation is going to be different. Thankfully there are great schemes that you can get through the government and things. There's one where you only have to raise 5%. You'll have to do a little bit of research into it because I haven't looked into mortgages for months. Another thing you can do, which is what I did, is you can get help to buy ISA. Now this is basically like a savings account, and all you do is, in order to be able to open it, you have to put in £1,200. That's how you open it. If you don't have that £1,200, you can't do it. You can put maximum £200 each calendar month into that account. The government will then give you £50 per £200 you put in. So what I did for the period of a few months is I put in this £1,200 which I had of my own savings, which I was going to use for like a car. So I just put that money in there, and then each month I would put in £200. Now the government do not put that £50 or whatever bonus, it's called a bonus, into your account. You don't get to see this money. What happens is you keep on saving this money each month, just do as you're told, and then as you get your mortgage and you apply for the house, your solicitor who's dealing with it all will apply for that government bonus on your behalf. Now they can charge you, I think it's up to £60 for them to do this for you, which is ridiculous because I think it's literally like a few clicks of a button. But yeah, that's how that works. And then you'll get a letter through just to say like, we've issued this amount of money to you. So what I would say is do that if you can, but I appreciate I was quite lucky in my situation but at the same time not. Like, I wouldn't have had any of this if my nan and granddad were still alive, which obviously is the preferred option, but unfortunately they both did pass away, and I now have no grandparents. So yeah, it's a bit shit, so don't be jealous of me because I now don't have a nan and granddad to attend my wedding. Again, with the budgeting, because of my situation, I didn't really have to do it. I paid my mum, while I was living with my mum, board, which I think was like £200 a month. So that was something that I didn't have to pay once I moved out. My mortgage is like £250 a month, and so it's only like a little bit extra. Bills actually aren't that expensive, to be honest. Like, there's just me. Food is just the one that I hate dealing with, and obviously dog food and stuff for the dogs. So yeah, budgeting, I honestly spent lots and lots of money. Like, I didn't have to pay bills, I just had to pay this £200 every month board, and then my phone bill, which is like £36, something like that. That's all I had to pay. And so I could go out like 3 times a week for meals and pay for them and buy mountains of clothes and things like that. And now it's being a bit more aware of, maybe I shouldn't have done that, maybe I should have saved. At that time, I should say that I did save. That's how I got like my money for a car that I don't have. And now I'm sort of living within my means a bit more. So yeah, I'm afraid I can't help as much as I would want to with that. But I would say just be aware of what you're spending your money on. Okay, so this one I really like. This is from Stephanie John, who said, without getting too personal, I feel like you've grown so much as a person since you've become single. Your confidence is booming and you look amazing. Thank you. So for me, I'd just like to know if you feel good about yourself, more so now that you have done previously, and what things have found you enjoy now that you're single that you wouldn't have necessarily thought about whilst in a relationship. I absolutely love this question. Okay, so obviously, first of all, I'm not single anymore, which is wonderful. I've met someone amazing, but enough about him. I'll answer the question before I go completely off topic and all embarrassed. My confidence has sort of come out of nowhere, honestly. I don't know where it's come from or what's happened, and sort of in line with losing weight and learning to be on my own and be happy on my own, this confidence has just sort of grown with me, which is wonderful, obviously, but I can't give you like a number one, how you become confident, you do this. Number two, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that. I think, as cliche as it's going to sound, in the time of being single, I found myself. I found who I am as a person, and it's wonderful. Now, what I am going to do is a separate video on confidence, because I haven't always been confident. I've gone through stages in my life where I used to just stand in front of a mirror and burst into tears because I didn't like the reflection that was coming back at me. You know, it's just, yeah. I'm gonna save it for a separate video because it's gonna be very long. So the other part of that question is asking if I feel good about myself now, and honestly, yes. I like the way I look. I like the way I dress. I like my hair. I don't really know what to say. Like, yes, I do feel good about myself. I like the person that I am now much more than I did, because I think instead of me depending on someone constantly since I was 15, I've learnt to be on my own and be aware of me being on my own. Does that make sense? And although, yes, I'm in this new relationship now, and I absolutely adore him, I still obviously spend a lot of time on my own because we're not living together. I still live on my own, and like I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. I was gonna say I'm not dependent on him. I am a bit mopey when he's not around, but I can manage. And yeah, like I like who I am now. I really enjoy my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way than how it is now. Okay, so the final part to this is, what things have you found you enjoy now that you wouldn't have necessarily thought about whilst in a relationship? I honestly don't know. I don't really feel like there's anything I do differently. The things I do less, like I don't go out for meals and things as much as I used to, because that got to the point where it was just, you could easily rack up like £100 like between the both of us in just going out and doing stuff a week, which is just ridiculous, like that is stupid. Because I don't do that in this relationship, I value my time with him much more. I just feel like he suits me in every aspect of emotion, of just life. I connect so much more with him than I have done with anyone else in my life. And it's still such a strange thing. It's wonderful, but it's still so strange. And I suppose I feel like because I have that strong connection with him, that we don't need to constantly go out and do things, because that's almost like hiding the fact that you can't communicate with each other. It's like I can sit on the sofa and snuggle up to Dan, and we can spend hours talking about stuff about our lives, about our childhood, things we've gone through. And that's what I want. Instead of just sitting at a table with loads of people around, can't really talk, let's do this, let's do that. It's a lifestyle that's just put on for show, and that's how it was. And whether that's based on the type of person, whatever, won't go there. But I've come down a peg, definitely, and I've found someone that suits me wonderfully. And yeah, I kind of like him. The next question is from Anastasia Bloom, which says, what's it like living alone? Do you enjoy it, or do you miss living with somebody? Now, I've touched upon this in sort of day in the lives and vlogs and stuff, where I've been like, I'm so lonely. Sometimes I hate it. Other times I love it. I can walk around everywhere and I don't even have to have clothes on. I don't have to, because no one's going to see me. Maybe the neighbours. But I don't really do it in this room because there's no curtains. But in my room, fine. Downstairs, fine. No one can see into my lounge. No one can see into my kitchen. Maybe able to see into my hall, but I don't care. It's just skin. So, yeah. But the things that I miss the most, mind you, I never really used to do this with my mum. Like, we never used to cook. I really like, as a person, sitting and eating a meal at a table with someone. And that's what I liked about going out for meals and stuff. But I realise you can do that at home. I miss being able to just cook a meal and eating it with someone. I miss the background noise of just hearing noise, hearing family members have a conversation. Also, in a sort of sensible aspect, I suppose, I miss the fact that jobs are shared. It's not just me, and I've got this massive long list of things to do, and I need to clean this and blah blah, and it's just me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I miss sort of shared responsibility, I suppose, because it means that if two people are doing stuff, you've both got more free time than if it's just like me. I've got 10 minutes free time and lots of stuff to do. So that's what I miss about it. But I've always been someone that likes their own company and likes silence. I love silence. It's so relaxing. And sometimes when my niece and nephew and my mum or my sister come round and there's just noise, I just sit there going, not for me. I really like being on my own. I like bits of both, but for different reasons. So the next question is from Lottie B, who said, hi Lisa, what do you do for work? Now, I think I've had quite a few people ask me about work, or said that they want to see a video about it, and I was thinking about this at work yesterday, and I feel like because of the nature of the work that I do, I tend to overshare, and I wouldn't want to do that because it's sensitive information, I suppose. YouTube is not my full-time job, otherwise you would have about 3 or 4 videos a week. Yes, I do get paid for YouTube, not a lot, in all honesty. It's literally just like pocket money. I am self-employed because of YouTube, so this is essentially like my part-time job of a weekend that I spend hours and hours doing, of like weeknights and things like that. So I have to fill in tax returns and stuff, so I have to pay tax on my earnings and things like that, which sort of gels into my work, which I work in an accountant's, and I've been there for like 1.5 years, coming up to 2 years in April, I think. I absolutely love it, honestly. Yeah, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, I'm in an office, and then of the night times and of the weekend, that's my time to do YouTube, which is something I enjoy also. The next question then is from Kaylee Fancourt, which says, being nosy, how's your love life going? Now, I'm not sure if I'd sort of informed you all that I was in a relationship at the time of uploading this video, or actually, do you know what? I don't think I was actually in a relationship at that point. I think I can't remember, but I might have just been like seeing him. We were blatantly in a relationship before he even asked me. But I like talking about it anyway, so I'm gonna share with you. So, Jan, which is the boyfriend, has been in my life since August, the end of August. And we went on our date. Our first date, I was so nervous. We've been talking to each other probably like the whole of August, I'd be tempted to say. Yeah, I think so. And I really, really wanted to go on a date with him. Like, okay, number one, I was really attracted to him. Like, can't explain it, really attracted to him. But I also liked his personality as well. And so I wanted to spend time with him and see if I gelled in person. And yeah, finally I got to meet up with him, because I was really impatient because I really wanted to meet up with him, whereas he was a bit more like chill with the whole thing. It's so annoying. Anyway, we went on this first date. I was so nervous. I got my mum to drop me off, and then I was like, go away now, go away in case he comes. So I just ended up just sitting on this wall. We went to Frankie Benny's, and there's like a cinema right next to where Frankie Benny's is. So I sat like outside the cinema, just in case it wasn't him and I ended up getting murdered or something. So I sat there, and then he texted me again, I'm here. So I was like, oh shit, okay. Started like walking over, and I couldn't see anyone, and I was like, oh my god, there's no one here. So I texted him going, you're gonna have to help me out a bit here. So he got out and started walking towards me, and I was like, oh, I'm really attracted to him. And then he gave me a kiss on the cheek and a hug, and then we walked over to Frankie and Benny's, and he opened the door for me, and we got a table, and he was so like, he was so like skitsy, like didn't really know where to look. I mean, my boobs were on display, so I was like, hiya! Yeah, so like he looked a few times and then was very honest and was like, I just looked at your boobs. Oh, I've got such good memories of that. It was so lovely. So we spent hours talking anyway. I felt kind of awkward eating. Like, for the first time in front of someone eating, I'm just a bit like, ugh. Because my nerves are up as well, I can't eat much, so I didn't eat much at all. We had our first date, and I really liked him. And then I asked him for a lift home, because I had no way of getting home and it was dark. So we were just awkwardly standing outside Frankie Benny's, and it was like a, do you mind would you mind giving me a lift home? And I was like, yeah, okay. So he like gave me a lift home. And then, this is a bit embarrassing, but we were sat outside in the car park, so there's a car park outside my house. And I was like, because I actually really wanted him to come in, and I didn't know, because I've never been in that situation, I didn't know how to ask. Because it's not like, do you want to come in for a coffee? I don't fucking drink coffee. Do you know what I mean? Like, he came in anyway, and he was so good with the dogs. He was brilliant, absolutely wonderful, which is important to me as well, obviously, because they are my life. And then we went in the lounge for a bit, and we're just talking and stuff, and I felt a little bit nervous and a little bit awkward. And yeah, we'll leave that there. And then I saw him quite frequently then. So as soon as I like someone, because I was like, oh, I'm really attracted to him, I like him, I kind of shut out everyone else. So I wasn't bothered with anyone else then. I just wanted to see him again and spend time with him. And that's what we were doing for like weeks. And it got to the point where we were pretty much like acting how you would if you were in a relationship, would go out like shopping and stuff together, and be holding hands and kissing in front of people, then anyone that would have seen us would have just been like, oh yeah, boyfriend, girlfriend. But I felt like it was a bit awkward because I didn't want to say, so then, do you want to be my boyfriend? It's just awkward. So I was waiting on him because I didn't want to, if he wasn't ready, I guess, to be in a relationship, I didn't want to push that upon him. And I just felt too sensitive to have someone else just put me down. So I didn't say anything for ages. And I kept texting my friends like, he hasn't asked me. And they'd be texting me going, are you in a relationship yet? Or what? I'd be like, no, not yet. I don't know what's going on. So eventually he asked me anyway. And yeah, since then, boyfriend, girlfriend. He's honestly the best person in the world, ever. He suits me so well, I think. I feel like I have such a deep connection with him that I've never, honestly, genuinely, never experienced with anyone else, and it's such a nice but weird feeling. Yeah, it's just like amazing. I want to spend all of my time with him. Great with the dogs, he's so good with the dogs. He's just brilliant with them, to the point where I watch him and I'm like, oh, he's perfect. This is my family. It's just great. So yes, I know it was very long-winded, but to answer your question, it's going wonderfully, and he's good. He's great. Very happy. Another question that I'm getting quite frequently is, how are you coping with the breakup? Now, I hate, because I feel like it's a little bit disrespectful, because I've started this new chapter in my life with someone that I really adore, to then I feel like I'm constantly going back to that, back to the past that I honestly just want to kick under the rug. As far as I'm concerned, it never fucking happened. It didn't happen. Like, yeah, I've been on my own for the past however many years. And I feel like I'm going to address this in a separate video, and honestly, that will be the last time that previous relationship is ever mentioned, because I do honestly feel like it's disrespectful. I don't want it to come across as though I'm stuck on it and I actually give a shit, basically, because I don't. Like, honestly, that was the best thing that ever happened to me, and out of it has come this wonderful person that I didn't even know existed for all those years, and I could have had potentially years and years with him, and it's just, that's annoying, but never mind. Things are supposed to happen for a reason, and I believe that. So yeah, I will address that in a separate video, just because I have some footage I want to share with you as well, and I think it'll tie in nicely, I suppose. Quick one then. Beth says, Marmite or no Marmite? No Marmite. It's weird. My sister used to have it when we were kids, and just the look of it, why would you eat something that looks like that? No thank you, not for me. This one is from Eve Penna. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It says, I have a few questions. Number one, will you ever visit the United States? Honestly, I really want to go to America, but I think I want to go for the wrong reasons. I want to go because I just want to eat lots of food, and I feel like restaurants and stuff over there, they've got it sorted. Over here it's like, ugh, you know, like even just like sweets and chocolate in America are so much better. Everything about it. I want to go on an eating holiday. No idea where I want to go, but I am going to America before I die. Let's just put it that way. Other part of this question then, is there a new love interest? I've already mentioned this. Yes, he's now my boyfriend. Sorry, I embarrassed myself. If so, when will you introduce him? Okay, so we haven't had this conversation, but I did like write about it in my I have a boyfriend life update in the description box. I'm not going to include him in YouTube videos unless he, for whatever reason, comes to me and goes, oh, let's do a video together. Like, I would never ever pressure him to say, right, come on, video, do you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not doing it. Just because, like, he still has the right to his privacy. I choose to let my life be very open, and I share all aspects of my emotion. When I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, I share everything. My social media is open to everyone, so my life is very exposed, if you like, whereas his isn't, and I don't want to expose his life when I don't need to. I'm quite happy him being mine. Possibly will never ever be in a video with me, which is fine because this is like my thing, and he's got like his thing, but yeah, that's entirely his decision. Okay, so because my camera has completely run out of battery and it's flashing at me, I am going to leave it here. So I hope you enjoyed. There are loads more questions that I didn't get around to answering, which I will answer in another video. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, links to my Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Snapchat and everything else are down below. So if you want to come over and follow me, that would be awesome. Apart from that, I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!